Well, guys, I wanted to fill you in on this weekend's events. We were going to go to the Tulsa Coin Show. I planned on doing a bunch of selling, and by the time we got up there Thursday, me and Holly, it was too late to go to the show. So we just went to the Hard Rock Casino, and I gave her her very first casino adventure. Now, we ended up going to a second casino up there. We were playing on their free play, and it was just an adventure for her. The next morning, we go to the coin show. It was Friday morning. Met a bunch of my friends that I talk to all the time on YouTube, the coin crews, but I've never actually met them. And Holly was just so in love with the girls, especially Ida. And Ida's a sweetheart. And we were there also to help support Ida on the St. Jude's table. I have been talking to the fast food restaurants around here about their leftover kids' meal toys that could be given away at the table to attract little kids in who are going to have their parents following them and get their parents' attention to the tables. I thought it was a brilliant plan. Ida had some stuff she was giving away. I got one of them. This is a little flying disc. Holly got one of those too. I was able to do my sales. I made $1,600 in about 10 or 15 minutes. We hung around for quite a while. I didn't do any silver buying yet or any coins because I was going back the next day. Well, anyway, Saturday, somehow my brain was going south. Epilepsy runs in my family, but it's never touched me that I knew of. A lot of people think that I sound like I've been drinking and that I'm slurring, but now it's being thought that that effect is primarily because of small seizures. We were driving around and we got caught up in a raging, blinding thunder and rainstorm in a construction barrier area. I smacked the concrete wall with the front of the Camaro, left front corner, blew a tire, and I'm stranded right there in the middle of this construction zone with semis not slowing down, flying by both directions. And then Holly was not going to let me get out of the car to check the damage. I didn't think the car would start, and I didn't think I was going to be able to go anywhere. And then a state trooper pulls up behind me, asks why I'm sitting in the middle of the road, and I tell him, and he's like, well, why don't you try starting the car again? And I did, and it started. And he's like, let's see if you can go forward. And with that flat tire in the front, it wasn't doing very good. So he takes his cruiser and he pushes me through the construction area over to the edge of the road. And he's a nice guy, you know, I mean, considering he chewed me out for sitting in the road, but understandable. He called us a wrecker that worked for a used tire company. They came and loaded us up, took us to their shop, and they got a tire. It only cost me $100 for a new tire on a Camaro, well, a used tire on a Camaro. It was pretty good. The rim only had a little bitty dent in it. So then we leave there, and the seizure was starting to get worse, and I didn't realize it. I ended up going the wrong direction and almost out of Oklahoma to the north, where if nothing else we should have been heading south. That's when it hit me hard. I deviated from the road, hit a ditch, went through a gate, and landed about 50 feet inside a muddy cattle pasture. I was out of it. I was out cold. Holly made some calls, called 911, I guess, and they got to us and got me out of the car, loaded us up. Holly packed a few things because she was going to go with us. Obviously, we couldn't leave the kiddo in the field. And they took me by ambulance to the Claremore Hospital. The deputy that had arrived there took Holly to the hospital. He didn't want her in the ambulance. See, Jared had heard, while Holly was on the phone, he had heard them say, "Welcome back, Joe." So, you know, I have no clue, but evidently they resuscitated me. My son calls my brother, who was in Oklahoma City at the time. I have a cousin who lives in Tulsa, which was a lot closer. And we thought I was going to be admitted for possibly long term. So he was coming over to get Holly and to take her back to Moore. But while he was there, he realized they would be releasing me. So he hung around and they waited on me. I got discharged. Loopy as anything. They had IVs and monitors and everything all over me. What it turned out was they diagnosed me with epilepsy and a near-fatal urinary tract infection. They wrote me prescriptions, and they had already diagnosed this while I was still unconscious and had been pumping IV medications into me. He took me back, and we headed back. I was passing out in the passenger seat. There was, you know, I was just in and out of consciousness still. And he bought lunch for the kiddo, woke me up for a minute and said, "You want a soda or something? You want something to eat?" And I said, "Just a soda." And then he drove us back to Moore, to Nanny's house, where my little brother met us. And, of course, that was Holly's destination. And my brother brings me back here to the Medill area, takes me to Walmart to fill the prescriptions, and these things are strong. They're like the second highest epilepsy medicine out there, and a lot more antibiotics got picked up. I've started on them, and then he returned home. But I'm sitting out here 15 miles from town without a vehicle. Luckily, I've pretty much got everything I need in here. And with this medication, beer is not going to be an option. I stopped and bought extra cigarettes because I don't want to go crazy at the same time. But I was thanking my cousin a little while ago, and he's like, that's what family does. And, you know, he's right. And in a way, those of us on YouTube are like an extended family. We watch each other's backs whenever possible. My Camaro, I got to wait for the farm field to dry out so they can get it out of there. And then that's like 3/4 of the way across the state. I don't know how I'm going to get up to it. The keys are here with me. Holly grabbed those, so they can't start it and see if it'll even run. And then if nothing else, I'll have to get someone with a bigger pickup truck than mine. I'm trying to get mine going so I've got a vehicle again to trailer it, and I think mine would trailer it. I've got a big trailer over at Mom's house, but I don't even know if it'll run now. I mean, the officers told Jared that I did a Dukes of Hazzard thing to get out into the middle of the field. And so the good thing is that neither one of us were physically hurt. And it's going to be a while before I'm back in action getting out of here. I figured I'd let everybody know. Well, I'll figure out something to do around the house for videos. But that's pretty much what I had to say. I'm on a new medication, and it's hopefully going to curb this problem. I never would have thought I would have a grand mal seizure, but I did. And I don't even remember it. I just remember the after effects now. And probably going to be a while before they'll let me drive again anyway until this medication's working. So anyway, that's it. And for you guys out there, happy Father's Day. My kids were my rescuers this weekend.